South Ambazonians. Our own very better boy Eric Tataw, he don't damage that one way no get structure self Ayabacho. He say Ayabacho, all we news they don't delete it out of this trouble. And if Ayabacho will come back, he can offer explain for we how General I will take die. He can for explain for we who kill that boys for Batibo. Because even though he explains safe, they not go still accept Ayabacho. Ayabacho and Nico and now the hypocrites them for this trouble. He talks say Ayabacho be being a one strong enemy for Sisiko. But why now so Ayabacho they make Sisiko like say he be ever love Sisiko. Una take ear listing. Maybe me I go tell una.
Live show in exactly 1 minute 30 seconds from now. I want to wish you all a very happy New Year officially on this platform, like we have already done on National Telegraph today. So we're wishing you a very happy New Year. We're going to start in 1 minute 30 seconds. So we ask you to invite everybody to share extensively to every group. You know, it is a very important live show, though an impromptu. I was just live yesterday at which was called was end of year, and today we are starting another here in this very deciding live show. You know, I want us all to listen very attentively in order not to get distracted from the facts of the revolution, in order for us not to get fooled, because it is important at this very crucial juncture of our revolution to remain committed to the course. As a matter of fact, it is true that it will not help anybody pushing forward the revolution if somebody says A and you say B, but it will help more than destroying it if somebody says a lie and you try to put an end to that lie. You know, ladies and gentlemen, this is 2019 and we cannot get into this year with this particular attitude of some of our compatriots who have become manipulators of the highest order. As a matter of fact, I will dedicate this 2019 to continuously remain the guard of the revolution. And we must understand, a lot of people have spoken already today, and between yesterday and today, from the dictatorial president of La République du Cameroon, Paul Biya, to, of course, to other persons who have spoken, especially the interim president, acting president of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia, His Excellency Dr. Samuel Ikomisako. We have also just now listened to Cho Ayaba, who have also just spoken just now. And I am going to be reacting to all these three speeches and to name to you categorically these big hypocrites who think that this revolution depends on some of these TikTok that they talk on Facebook. You know, as a matter of fact, ladies and gentlemen, I must tell us that we are at a crucial stage in this revolution. Like I said, I'll start in exactly 1 minute 30 seconds, so probably it's remaining just quite a few seconds to kickstart this live show. So permit me to welcome you once more, all those of you who are joining. As you join, please, let's share extensively. Let's build the platform. For those of you who are watching on YouTube, we thank you all for coming on live. We pray that you continuously trust in the platform, and God bless you extensively for your support. And we must say without any mincing of words that this 2019 is going to need a lot of protectors of the revolution in order for us to get to Boya, not manipulators and people who think that the revolution is based on the fact that they can make fine speeches and try to corrupt the mental reasoning of our people. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Ambazonians, I would want to say at this juncture that it is important for us all to understand the nitty-gritties of this revolution, and so I will definitely bring you all to the limelight. Let me also seize this opportunity to wish a happy new year to all our compatriots who are watching from Chicago. I'm thinking especially of Mommy or Okbone, who's watching at this time. I'm also thinking of my brother, I know, and a lot of our compatriots who are watching from that part of the United States. I also want to shout out to all those of you who are watching from Ground Zero, those of you watching from Canada, from China, from Gabon, from Central African Republic, those of you who are watching from elsewhere other than the United States, and those of you watching from the dungeons, various detention centers in La République du Cameroon. It is a rare opportunity to welcome you all to this show and to tell you sincerely that we are very grateful with your output. So we will start the show as soon as we are good to go. We said a minute and 30 seconds. We know some of you watching from YouTube, you'll be very impatient, but we'll start as soon as we have at least have 1,000 people watching. We already have that figure, so we are certain, because we really want everybody to be on board to listen to this very attentively. It is, of course, we must understand exactly a couple of things. I want to first of all start this live show by letting our compatriots understand that it is never my desire to go against the will and wishes of other activists, but it is also very important for me not to go against the will of God by trying to side with lies telling, because as we say, Vox Populi, Vox Dei means the voice of the people is the voice of God. And I am watching closely all of you Southern Cameroonians, and we understand that we have come to a level where our concentration on a lot of things will determine our liberation. So we will not side with people who are manipulating the revolution and who think that, you know, we are actually against particular leaders simply because we talk against the lies that they preach on social media. You must have seen some very big hypocrites have tried to call some seekers of the truth like they call them agents provocateurs, because they know that with the presence of these people in the revolution, their manipulative tendencies will be destroyed. Because, you know, a lot of them, they are the biggest agents provocateurs, they are the biggest devils and lucifers of the revolution, who are trying to use the blood of our people to manipulate the future of other compatriots who are fighting in the revolution. I want to start first and foremost with Mr. Paul Biya Bimvondo, who is the second hypocrite, the number one hypocrite I'm going to define today. You know, Paul Biya is still living in absolute disbelief. In fact, I want to say that Paul Biya has still not understood the importance of what is going on. He has probably lost touch with reality, same as many of our compatriots who think that this revolution is a joke. You see, Paul Biya has already declared, and he has said clearly, that the disarmament commission did not work, which is a plus to us. And we want to let all of you Southern Cameroonians know that we are proud of you. We are extensively very proud of you. We are happy. And let me just put this down really quickly. And so, because we know that you have decided to stay resolute when it comes to the strength of this revolution. Now, Paul Biya has also declared war on us, for he has reiterated the declaration of the war that he did a year or thereabout ago. That has not succeeded. And we are probably just laughing because we know all of that is not going to work. And for some of us activists who are in line with the views of His Excellency Dr. Samuel Ekomisako about making 2019 offensive, we are also strategizing at our various levels to ensure that we put through this particular goal for 2019. And so Paul Biya will be meeting a lot of staffs, and it will be unbelievable to many Southern Cameroonians what is going to happen in 2019. Of course, a couple of our people are going to be killed, no doubt, as the regime has always done, but we are also going to make sure that it's going to be an eye for an eye. That means that for any Southern Cameroonian that is killed, we're also going to export that particular kind of feeling to the territory of the occupier. Now, it is important for me to make this fact. We will start with the councils, because the councils will ensure that we stop the council and the parliamentarian from having any municipal and legislative elections. So we already have a plan on board to do that, and you start seeing some of those plans manifest in 2019. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, I think Biya is not so much of an issue, because we have been able to kick Biya out of our territory and to keep him far from thinking that he can claim a victory since the beginning of the time that he declared war against Southern Cameroonians. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Southern Cameroonians, we thank you very much for coming on in this huge number, although this show is an impromptu. And just to let you know that we are concerned about manipulators, agents, provocateurs who think that they can call people that same name. Look, I want to tell us one thing, and until some of you activists identify that fact. I told you people that 2019, 5th January was the last deadline for collaboration, and we are almost somewhat happy that some impostors and hypocrites are actually trying to sing this issue of collaboration. I have just listened to Mr. Cho Ayaba, Comrade Cho Ayaba. I call it Mr. because I don't think he's a comrade in the revolution anymore. And I listened with my account. Everybody could see me following very closely. And I want to say this to all of you who are activists. I also listened to Mark Barata trying to caution people on what to say and what not to say. Mark, I think that time has passed where we can want to, when Eric Tataw apologized and the Tapangs and the rest and the Ayabas were calling him prodigal son, you never came out to caution them. You only stayed until when the tides have turned and you see people begging for apologies left, right. You think you can lecture people on exactly what to do. I respect you as a compatriot who has put a lot, but I think that if you were truthful to the revolution and not trying to play some kind of romance in politics with some people, I think we would have gone further than this. Now, let me be clear with all of you. I'll start first things first. I'll talk about the lawsuit and why I want to tell you that the lawsuit does not concern the whole of Ambazonia. And I want all of us to know that. This is 2019 and I will not relent my effort in trying to humble some of these criminals who think that this revolution is their thing. And the myopic ones who want to look at this as, some kind of joke. It is your responsibility to hold all of these people to account, to hold all the thieves and all the hypocrites to account. Listen, let me tell you something. When the days I cried, I said to myself that I will cry for our people who have died. I will not cry for some useless vagabonds in the diaspora who have turned the revolution into their business. You see, why I term Ayaba Cho Lucas as the highest hypocrite of this revolution, because you have listened to the speech. I just listened to it and I jotted some few things. I told myself that I was going to listen because I have an obligation to put every Southern Cameroonian on track. You see, Lucas Cho is the biggest criminal in this revolution. He thinks he can play mind game with everybody. And for those of you who have not seen it, if we don't take this man out of this revolution, like I've said, he's already deleted. And that is why I have put the delete process on K, which means that each time he comes on live and says all those little lies, I'll be live the next minute until Cho Ayaba. Cho Ayaba should know one thing. The first thing that Cho should do, if he thinks at any time that Southern Cameroonians can forgive him, at any time that he hopes to talk about collaboration, is to start first and foremost to tell us what happened in Guzan, to go ahead and apologize to the mothers and the families whose children he has slaughtered in Guzan. Let me tell you people something, Southern Cameroonians. You are joking with a Lucifer who is hired by La Republic to destroy the revolution, a contractor who is full of criminal initiatives. So let me tell you something. This 2019, listen, the blood of the people, the children you killed in Guzan, from Commander General Bier and the rest of the people will be on you and your family. I saw even your wife. Let me be very explicit. I saw your wife. I was reading everything. The Lee Ayaba and the rest. They came online and they were talking about the suffering of our leaders. That the suffering is too much. So I want to challenge you. Go back to your post from the day that Seseko and Co were arrested. Go and show me where you have cared about Seseko. Go and show me where you have ever talked about Patasan. Go to your post and show me where you have ever talked about our refugees. Go to your post and show me where you have ever talked about collaboration. Some of you think that 2019 is going to be a moment when some of you will come on Facebook and begin to talk nonsense. We are ready for all of you. If you want justice, come to justice with a pure hand. Come with a pure heart And don't think that sitting somewhere in Norway with a small phone on the background and talking about the hills of Ndop and Mount Cameroon and Jakiri and calling names of places and linking names of leaders will make you a great person. Let me tell you something. You can fool everybody, but I told you that you will never ever fool Eric Tataw. So, I watched you people. Even Tapang, who is my friend that are forgiving, he was like, wow, so Cho can speak French. It's a shame that you people have become so hypocritical and you are dramatizing a revolution, whereas they are killing our people on the ground. Let me tell you people something very clearly. Let me tell you people something very strategically. See, if you have a leader and you don't know the languages that he speaks, like Tapang was saying that so Cho speaks French. So in your lifetime that you've been in this revolution and Cho supposedly illegally contracted you as a spokesperson, you have not known that he speaks English or French. That's the question. Though he doesn't speak French anyway. Now, let me be clear with all of you. I see Cho as the worst person in this revolution, as a hypocrite and a manipulator. So Cho, you would dare to talk about Seseko. You would dare to talk about the 5th of January. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. We want to ask Ayaba Cho to stop this pretentious attitude. You don't like Seseko. You have never liked Seseko. You are one of the persons that have destroyed this revolution, trying to fight Seseko left, right, center. You have done everything within your power to ensure that Seseko is out there, he's brutalized by the regime because you try to weaken his government. Today, Cho is crying for collaboration every day. Cho Ayaba, let me tell you something. You don't have the moral rectitude to talk about making Ambazonia a contender. You don't have anyone say about how Ambazonia can become a contender because, like you said, that to become a contender, we have to get people to fight. Who are going to fight? The same boys you have been killing in Guzang and other boys that you have been disarming, or the General Ivo that you plotted with our Republic to kill. Who is going to fight for Ambazonians to make Ambazonia a contender? Cho Ayaba, let me tell you one thing. I see all these fake profiles that I hear that they have the leverage to comment on this post, and they are making noise up and down. 2019 is a year of non-nonsense to me and the Ambazonian people. We will only look and understand and see the sincerity in the hearts of all the criminals who think we can actually trust and collaborate with them. Like I've said, forgiveness is a religious obligation. But to tell you that we are going to collaborate with you, you have to be thinking another thing. What have you shown to say that we can trust you? That if we tell you military techniques and tactics and intelligence, you will not go and kill fighters like you did in Guzang, like you also did in Munyenge. Let me be very sincere with you all who are commenting here. Feel free to do, but I want us to be straight to the point that this 2019, as the IG has said, that the AGC, SOCADEF, AMF, they are banned, and it means they remain banned and deleted. Let me tell you something that you don't know. Take, for example, AMF. AMF has been selling locations of fighters. We have fighters that have been arrested. We have Commandant Zaza. We have Honorable and many other people that have been arrested because the AMF sold their locations. Ashu Kingsley will tell you, we have other information that we share, and we try to protect fighters that belong to groups made up of criminals and people that have compromised the revolution. Now, I look at Cho Ayaba talking about making noise about Bala, how they will reject Bala, how, you know, the people who are federating, they should be rejected, they should be kicked out, they should be eliminated, or whatever he said. Those who are preaching coexistence. Cho, you see, the problem with you is that I like because you always shoot yourself on the leg. When Eric Tataw went here to the hall here, when Munzu and the rest came, you and your surrogates, including Tapang, you're on your wall. I want to see what Tapang will write about the Federalists now. You're on your wall making noise. Oh, we have to agree with everybody, and now we have to do this. Cho, I want to tell you, gentlemen, leave this revolution in peace. And be sure, for those of you who can say that this is division or whatever, if this particular train is not following this revolution, Cho will drown all of you in an ocean. Because some of us, we have stood out there to ensure that we check the excesses of these criminals. But some of you think that by coming with fake profiles. Probably the same of you saying that this and that, you are the same Ayaba, who does not allow somebody to comment on his war. Those of you who comment on Ayaba's war, have you asked Ayaba why he's coding his comment section? Have you asked Ayaba why people cannot comment on his comment section? I'm talking to you people like Chair McCarthy, who of course have fake names that have been sponsored by Cho Ayaba to come and write nonsense on other people's war, whereas they will never allow other people to comment on their war. Now, Cho, you said that we should reject federalists. So it's only in 2019 that you understand that we have to reject federalists. Do you people remember when I said that in war there is no alternative voice, that we don't want no federalists, no unionists? Today Cho comes back to the same thing. Let me be clear with all of you. Cho, you also said issues about the US Senate. You also said about the Congresses, left, right, and center. Cho Ayaba, have you ever gone to any US Senate? Have you ever done anything, or any of your surrogates around the United States, have they gone to meet anybody here? But when some of us went to the Senate, what did you do? You made a mockery of it. You said, oh, diplomacy is not going to bring us independence. There is nobody going to the Senate or anywhere is going to bring us independence. Because we have done everything and, people have started talking. Now, you come to talk about diplomacy. We are going to unite. We are united. Not with the Chos and the rest who have sold the revolution. Those of you who are crying about unity here, when I talk about unity and all the Tapangs, the rest, and all of those people, including Cho and Cho's other criminal partner in Canada, they call him whether it's Quo Benedict or what. When they came and they were talking about the prodigal son, what did some of you do? None of you didn't do nothing. Today, because Eric Tataw has come back to the original form that he used to be, some of you think that you can use that as a ploy to try to tarnish him. No, I am ready for all of you. You can go and make 2 billion and one fake audios. Joshua Carr will stay on the merciful truth. We will speak the truth and kick out all the demons in this revolution. See, let me tell you one thing that you don't know, and one thing that you must learn. When Cho Ayaba comes on and talks about 5th January, when he talks about mobilization, about protest, talking about our people, ask yourself, that since the beginning of this revolution, especially when Seseko and the rest were kidnapped, what did Cho do? Cho and Akwanga, they were the people who were tearing Seseko. Even go to this other, there's a lady in Boston, one of the ladies who organized this, why is Boston what? They are Cho Ayaba's colleagues. What did they do? They have been destroying Seseko, talking all sort of rubbishes about Seseko. Let me tell you something. I've spoken with a couple of people who have talked about the need of collaboration. I've spoken with them, and they're crying that as a mother, especially Seseko's wife, she's crying about collaboration, which is important. But we also stand to educate her on issues that we have contractors of La République du Cameroon. For 1 year, Cho, for the first time in your mouth, you mentioned 5th January, because some of us, like Eric Tataw, like this platform, we have gone at length to talk about it. So you know that it's going to be a success. You always want to come and steal the show. So that it should be that because Cho said it. Cho Ayaba, I challenge you to go out there in New York and organize a big rally for Seseko. Let's see on camera. Go out there. Tapang, this is DC. We are waiting for you here in Washington, DC. Come and show us that what Ayaba is saying you are practicing. Now, some of you, I want to ask you a question. Some of you who come and say that maybe Eric Tataw has, what is Eric Tataw's problem with Ayaba? And what is Eric Tataw's problem with this, with that? Let me make it very clear to you. I want to put people in place. The only person that I've known in this revolution before now is Patasang, who used to be my teacher in GHS Widikum. He was my English teacher and my English literature teacher. That is all. Now, what about Seseko? I told Seseko's wife that I've never known your husband. I've never known Seseko. I met Seseko once when he came to DC here in DC, and I was filming. You saw that video shared on my wall. I have never known Cho Ayaba, but I've also met Cho Ayaba once when he came here in Walter's place. I met him. I went to his event. I also met Bo Herbert. So I've never known all of these people. I've never known none of these people that are in this revolution per se. And none of them ever existed in the context of this revolution before now. They have been there, they're 30 years as they are claiming. So you ask yourself that, what is my problem with Cho? Do I have any problem with Cho? Cho and I, we are not in the same country. We are not even in the same continent. We are not the same. We are not classmates. We are not friends. We are not age mates. We didn't go to the same school. I don't know Cho from nowhere that you think that maybe he's more successful than me, that I can be jealous of him. No. I mean, let me tell you something about jealousy, for example. Like some of you used to claim that I was jealous of Tapan when you didn't even know what happened. Now, if you can't be jealous of people that you don't even know from nowhere. Even if, what level of jealousy are you talking about? For those of you who think that somebody should be jealous of Cho, Cho is not the richest man in the world. And if he's the richest man in the world, he should be compared with the issues of the revolution. So you people, when you talk about jealous of somebody, we are not age groups, we are not age mates, we are not fighting, we are not competing, we don't operate at the same level. He considers himself as an active, a leader. I consider myself an activist. So it's about time you spoke the truth about the hypocrites who are trying to disturb and destabilize this revolution. And I want to tell you people that until we keep the Cho Ayabas and the Kwangas unchecked, we will not go anywhere in Boya. Let me tell you something, if you don't know. It is the highest hypocrite for the lifetime, for the longest time ever. It's true. I see some of you, now you are looking at Siseko, you look at how the mobilization is coming, how people are talking about Siseko, how we are wanting that this day to succeed. You have heard how people have given halls for free. People are doing decorations for free. You have heard how everybody is out there trying to support Siseko's day, the 5th of January 2018. And all of a sudden, you have become a master, a stealer of events, and you want to come and talk about Siseko. You talk about Patasang, talk about Fongalafo, the people that disappeared, and some of your surrogates that you have sent, including you are fanning it that they are dead, and you are praying so badly that they should be dead. Dr. Cho, if you are ever one at all, if you are a doctor, this is the time for you to repent and come with an open heart to the Ambazonian people and see and wait if they will forgive you. Because the only thing you need to do now is to beg for forgiveness and to show sincerity, to hope and expect that the Ambazonian people can one day forgive you and trust you again. Because as far as I'm concerned, Cho Ayaba, you are a rogue, you are a saboteur, you are a revolutionary criminal, you are everything that is negative about this revolution. Listen, when you came to DC, I admired you because I listened to some of the things you said, and I said, this is a man. I am very careful before I have a video interview. The first activist who interviewed Cho is me. I have it, and I held it very close to my heart, that particular interview. I heard it, and I said to myself that that's how I operate. I posted pictures with Cho, but I said I was going to look at who this man really is before I post that interview. The interview that asked about unity. Cho lied to me. That's why I feel so annoyed that we will unite no matter what. That unity is golden. But what has since the beginning of this revolution is only now that Cho is calling collaboration, because he knows that he has been identified as an agent who kills fighters. You want to collaborate when you have not told us about what happened to the fighters in Guzan. For those of you who think that this is a joke, you had better open your eyes. Now, let me see. I think I jotted some few things so that I shouldn't forget. Anyway, whatever I remember, I will talk about it. What I don't remember, I will say it in the next show. Now, I want to go to this very important point about the lawsuit that is coming up against Tapang. I want us to get clear. Mark Barita, Ambazonian Colin, and all of you Southern Cameroonians. In America, they don't sue people by connection. Not even in Cameroon. If you have been sued because of your misdeeds, it's because you have been sued. The truth is that we have to protect this revolution, and we hope that the Tapang lawsuit can catapult this revolution, no doubt. But we don't want people to try to draw sympathy by trying to attach that negativity to the Ambazonian revolution. No, we have all said as activists and as a people who in it will support even the worst of a brother like Tapang, that we will come on board to support. But people should not say that this is about Eric Tataw, about Dr. Sako, no. That lawsuit is against Tapang exclusively. And so you do not interpret a lawsuit by trying to attach other components. No. We can go there as witnesses to say this is a lie. This is what's happening. But it doesn't concern us. It doesn't concern us. Remember that if Eric Tataw were the one that was on this lawsuit, if my name were there, that I'm the one that's on this lawsuit, Ambazonian Colin would have analyzed it. Bo Hebel would have brought the other amateurs in his crew to analyze it, to turn it round. That you see what we're telling this young man. You see how this young man is overzealous. Tapang and the rest, they'll be writing, they'll be mocking. But I've never put that on my wall. But I'm not letting them know that we are watching everything that is happening. And God is in complete control of every situation, because as pure as your heart is, that is how God rewards you. So you cannot come today because it's Tapang and the Bo Herbert and the rest, you want to mystify it. Only I went to Indiana and the FBI protected me. I said on live video, and they told me that, brother, you cannot do this because we have security hints that you can be assassinated here. I'm saying it on live. The FBI is listening. That is how the FBI secured me until I came back to Ohio and came back to my state. So what happened? The Ambazonian calling mystified it and said that I've been blacklisted by the FBI because I was going to raise funds in Chicago to help refugees. They tried to change it and they tried to destroy the revolution, tried to destroy the fundraiser. Now today is Tapang, because Tapang is ADF, that Ambazonian calling, or whether it's ADF calling or whatever calling. So because it is Tapang, now you have changed it that it's about the Ambazonian. Bohebe, please don't mention my name in your show. I don't need any more importance about you talking about my name. I think I've carved my niche as an individual, and the Ambazonian people understand that. If you were Eric Tataw, you would have mystified that lawsuit. You would have said it that we have said it, and you would have traumatized people. You would have been jubilating. You would have created more fake profiles to come on Facebook and mystify it and give you would have put my videos that this is where he was saying this. I have never ever asked that anybody's hand should be chopped. I've said that Gary process. Once I did with Susie Spark, and I called Susie Spark and I fixed things with her. You understand? Because it is important that if you do something that you look is somehow, you have to reach out. Because if there's one person that can say, okay, this man said it about me, Susie Spark, but even Tapang has pushed Susie Spark to tell Susie Spark I report this man to the FBI. Tapang, they cut my videos. All of you who are not crying, you have pushed my videos here, left, right. Let me tell you something. Because we believe in humanity, because we believe in the fact that you must support your brothers, we will defend you, Tapang, but we will not defend you based on the fact that this concerns Ambazonians. No, we will not do that. We will not. Because if you want to put it that because it's Ambazonian, that is wrong. Let us be clear with this particular aspect. Let us be very, very clear with this particular aspect. This is 2019, and the earlier some of you speak the truth, the better for all of you. Because we do not have any time anymore at any point to condone all this nonsense from all these hypocrites who are trying to destroy the revolution. So if you have an issue, make sure that you put yourself on deck. Of course, they are trying to hack my account. There's no doubt about that. I can feel it. Whatever they do, we are committed to the truth. I didn't intend to make this video more than 30 minutes. I'm going to end here and to let Cho Ayaba and his gang know that we will support Tapang in the lawsuit, not because it concerns Ambazonians. When it comes to Ambazonians, we have a government that represents us, and that government will go there to tell the United States federal judge or anybody that's in charge that this is the situation. Now we will help Tapang as we're helping, and do not connect this to the Ambazonian people. Ladies and gentlemen, whether it's 66 pages or it's 92 pages or it's 2,000,001 pages, all I know for sure is the fact that it is a lawsuit against one person. Tapang has many other lawsuits. The Pope of Chicago, we have a video that we can file anytime we like. We have all of those. So we should not assume that tomorrow, if I have a lawsuit in this country regarding this movement, I will tell the Pope that this is a situation. I need your help. And anybody who can help will come to help. So it's not something you're trying to apologize. You're apologizing, you are drifting. You call Dr. Sako Mr. Sako. You call Cho Ayaba His Excellency Dr. Cho Ayaba. Means that even if you Tapang, if it is not wickedness and hypocrisy, even if you don't recognize Dr. Sako as His Excellency, can you not even call the man by his educational title that all of us know? Go online, go and Google somewhere Sako. You see that a recognized institution in the United States that has issued that man a doctorate degree. For Cho Ayaba, we don't know, but you try to push it. Tapang Ivo, you are a brother. Try to change. That is why I said yesterday that for all those of you who are calling me bothering yourselves, I know who is Tapang. I've forgiven him, but I don't trust him. I will never trust him until further notice. I don't know how long that is going to be, and he has to work on gaining the trust of the people. We don't want all these hypocrites in this revolution. You tend to want to recognize, to side, to collaborate with a man whose potentials you don't want to recognize. Let me be clear with all of you that until we reach that point where we have understood the fact that this revolution will be based on truth. See, don't cry unity here. We are united. Ayaba Cho, you cannot be asking Ayaba Cho. Ayaba Cho cannot be asking us to unite with him when he has not told all that happened to the fighters in Gozan. I'll have to end here because there is a lot of attempt on my account. I can already feel it. I don't want to end this show prematurely, so I'll end here. We will keep it honest and we'll keep it straight. Don't forget, for all those of you who are watching, on the 5th of this January 2019, which is just this Saturday, we'll all between 9 and 11 will converge. We'll converge on White House to ensure that we get the Siseko Day kicked off. And later in the evening, we would of course meet at the Oxford Event Center here in Laham, Maryland, to ensure that we celebrate that evening with our compatriots. Once more, we want to thank one of our brothers in Ohio. His brother D. D is his code name, who just contributed $250 through Ashu Kingsley. I think Ashu Kingsley must have received it, so I'm acknowledging that contribution. He called me and I connected him with Ashu Kingsley that he should contribute. So I'm letting the women know, Madame Benedicta of the DMV area, we have received a $250 is with Ashu Kingsley, and I think that money will be transferred to the organizing committee. So I want to thank everybody, those who want to contribute for this great event. Ashu Kingsley's WhatsApp number is also there. I'm going to read it, and my cash app is also there. So those are numbers that you can contribute. For those of you who are watching from elsewhere that you cannot you cannot reach out by cash app or other means, it will be an opportunity for you all to ensure that you contribute your own little way by probably sending through MoneyGram or Western Union. If you call me, I will give you the directives. You can send through Madame Benedicta, you can send through Ashu Kingsley or myself. I will give you how to do that. And each time you send to each person, you have to take a screenshot and then you send to me or you send to Ashu Kingsley, so that we'll keep that for accounts. So if you want to send on Cash App, please, those of you watching now, over 1,000 of you watching live, we ask you 202-390-2247. That's my personal number and it's my Cash App. 202-390-2247. 202-390-2247. That's the Cash App number. Please make sure you do proper contribution to assist these refugees and our detainees. You can also send through Ashu Kingsley's Cash App. This is the Cash App number. I want to read it now. For Ashu Kingsley, his Cash App number is, let me see this. Ashu Kingsley's Cash App number is 302-922-4043. 392-922-4043. So I think we have come to the end of this live show. We want to thank all of you for the confidence, for donating to the refugees, and of course I'll seize the opportunity once more to say a happy new year to all those of you watching from Chicago, and to thank people up that we're following closely on every event at that end. God bless you, and keep them honest, and make sure that you believe in the truth only. And want to say a big shame to Cho Ayaba for being a very serious hypocrite of the first order. God bless you, and make sure that these people don't deceive you in any way possible. Like I said, and I'll keep it honest, ADF is deleted, completely deleted, and Cho should know this and ensure that everything comes the right way. God bless you, and keep on praying for the poor of Southern Cameroon. Bye-bye.